We are here in December for a toy drive. Did you know that?
Yes. I actually brought 3 toys.
Oh,
and dropped them off
there
already.
you go. There you go. So it's always good that we can take a little bit of our time to come out and support whoever's doing unwrapped toys to give them to kids and families who definitely need them. And we are very fortunate to be driving vehicles, and we have some extra money in our pockets, and it's always great to donate money. And I'm a big philanthropist when it comes to that, so I'm actually happy that I'm standing here with all of these electric vehicles here at a local business. And I have the pleasure of talking to Paul, and he has a Jaguar. Now, he is the first person. I've been doing this show for almost 2 years, and I've never talked to anybody who had a Jaguar EP8. So you're
2020.
2020. See how far? God, I'm far behind. So what made you get this car?
When I retired, we knew the next car was going to be electric. We just didn't know which one. So put a charger in at the house, and then about 6 months later, we finally bought the car. I picked this one because I didn't really like the Tesla having no buttons and such. I said I'm too old to get used to only having a screen.
Right.
But I did use my Tesla stock to buy.
There you go. Hey, there you go.
But I like this. It's a nice combination of modern with the screens, but it still has the old car feel with switches, buttons enough to make it feel very familiar to a regular car driver.
And you commented that there's not much front space, but at least you have something that you can put in there, right?
You can put a couple of laptop computers or something in there, or all of your charging cables. And you have the one and only customer serviceable item, your window washing fluid.
That's the only thing that you can do.
That's it.
Like with most electric vehicles, they just put the water in the car and just keep it moving.
Yep.
There you go. All right, so let's look at the back. Let's take a look at the trunk if you don't mind. Okay, what about your stuff in the back here? You have nice...
A fair amount of space.
Okay. Wow, now did this come with it? This nice tote bag here?
It did. It was probably an option, but it was already spec'd in the car when we picked it up.
Okay.
After all, like most car manufacturers, they'll get you for every little, oh, you want a keychain? That'll be $400.
Anything with the logo, you got to come out of pocket.
But it's nice. It's got, you have the tie downs, so if you have something, you can tie it in.
Oh, yes.
This is very nice for groceries, so they don't rattle around. And you do have a storage.
Oh, so this is where you keep all of your electrical stuff here. A variety of chargers. Look at you. I see you have a lot of stuff going on here.
The car came with a charger, but I wanted one that could actually do 110 or 220 just in case. So I bought a separate one.
So what do you normally charge? You use a lot of Electrify America, Ego?
If I'm on the road, I generally prefer the Electrify America.
Why is that?
It's been reliable, at least for where I have been so far.
Okay.
So I use that.
So no issues. Some people have been saying that they've been having issues as they are growing the fleet as far as a variety of different cars. Sometimes you might not get the service that you're hoping for.
Right. I did have, I just took a trip up through Pennsylvania several months ago. And yes, I did run into a section where all 4 chargers were in use. And one of them said it didn't work, but it really did. So you are running into some of these issues.
Right.
It's still, at least with Electrify America, you usually got a minimum of 4 chargers, and at least one of the 4 usually is working. And they are getting better. They're in the midst of a rebuild where they're changing a lot of the older chargers to a newer style. So hopefully some of these intermittent problems will go away.
Wow, okay.
So what do we got here? I-Pace? Let's turn it on so we can actually get some displays.
All right, so we are inside the I-Pace, and we actually are honored to have my co-host. I normally have a co-host. It kind of works out that way that whenever I'm doing a show, someone they stand next to me, and I don't mind it at all. So we can fire off and not beat the owner up, but we can just fire off different questions. Okay, so now let's talk about this car. Now, you mentioned on the outside you didn't want to have a lot of buttons like in a gigantic screen like the Tesla had. So
I didn't want the Tesla screen where everything is controlled through the screen. You've got your windshield wipers are controlled from the screen. Adjusting your mirrors is through the screen. Adjusting your steering wheel is through the screen. And I just decided that was too distracting for me if I was going to be driving. So I like this in that it's much more conventional. You get into here, there's nothing in here that screams electric. I do have screens. You can change them. You've got the various things. The center screen here, that's something else that most of the Teslas, unless you get an EP8, don't have anything in front of the driver. Everything's on the center screen. So on this one, I've actually got my speed and all the information I want. It's adjustable. I can have one dial, two dials. I can have a map. I can have the whole everything as a map. I also do have a heads-up display, which I'm not sure will show up. But I have that screen. I have the center screen. I have another screen down here, which is for the HVAC controls, which you have individual on either side. And if you want to count the little dials, you can count those because those change depending on what you're doing. So I have even more screens. But your heated and cooled seats are controlled from the knob. Air conditioning set. You can slave everything, or you can have everybody have their own individual.
Now, since we have a passenger in the back seat, how does it feel back there?
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
And I noticed it's got an interesting little indicator here that shows, I assume this lights up right here. Yeah, that tells you that there's a car coming, so it does not either prevent you or it tells you not to open the door.
Yeah, it doesn't prevent you, but it does.
It does warn you.
It does warn you so you don't take off your door if a car
I do like that. The interior is beautiful in here.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think we found the car that has as small of a viewport out the back as the Model Y.
It's a very small.
It's like really small.
It's adequate, but it takes some getting used to because you do look like you're looking through a mail slot.
Ergonomically though, it's beautiful and it's very comfortable.
And this glass canopy is pretty stunning.
Yeah. No, it's great. I'm always in the front seat, so I never get to see it, but it's nice being able to actually look out.
During the summer, I've got it's a perforated screen that I snap in there to help cut down some of the sunlight. It is pretty heavily tinted, as you can tell.
Right.
I'll tell you one thing that this has.
During the winter, I take it off because then I want the heat to.
Yes.
help heat up the
Yes.
car.
Okay.
One more addition here that Tesla needs to fix. We need grab handles on Teslas. All these other cars have this, and it is the greatest thing for older folks like even myself to get in and out of these cars. Or when you accelerate quickly, you need a grab handle.
Right.
Come on.
Right. Yeah.
Very disappointed thing right there. But this has it, and I appreciate that.
And that is coming from a Tesla owner who's been a Tesla owner for a number of years. So.
Multiples, yes.
Yeah, multiple Tesla owners. That's right. Yeah, you have the Plaid now, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And I really need grab handles in the Plaid.
I will not challenge you to a race.
Yes. Like
Great.
I said, I know what the front of these cars look like in my rearview mirror.
Rub it in.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
No, actually, this for everyday driving, unless you're a real speed freak who really wants that acceleration, this is adequately fast. It's 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. Anybody who thinks 4.5 seconds is slow is slightly out of their mind.
Right.
It's perfectly out of it.
What is your range on this?
EPA rating is 234.
So you have a 70 kilowatt battery ish.
Nope, that's one thing. It's not as efficient as a Tesla.
Okay.
It's a 90 kilowatt battery, of which I think it's 86.4 is usable.
I see. Now I did see the charge status on your car when you first came in. It's like they show you the car looking at it sideways, and you see a line that shows you how full your car is or not. Okay.
And right now, I have this green line with a little arrow.
Okay.
And on this car, each little bar is approximately 50 miles.
All right.
So it's a good rough estimate. If I want to know exactly, I can go over to the screen, slide it over, hit my EV, and
There you go. That's what I saw.
yeah,
Yes.
it'll come up and pop this up.
Wow.
When we leave the car, as you're leaving the car, it just shows you what you have as you're leaving.
All right. So, any more questions from my co-host? No,
I
think
actually,
you're good.
there are a lot of things that are very nice about this car. Temperature controls in the back seat. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I know other cars have it. again, Teslas don't.
Yeah, that was an option.
So it
came with.
sadly
Oh, that's
ignores a lot of the backseat passengers where
Right.
you can't adjust your own temperature
Right.
easily.
You did make a good point, because I've had my car for 7 years and I've never sat in my backseat while it was in motion.
Yeah.
Never.
It's hard to do when you're driving.
Yeah. We have comedy now. Yes, you're correct.
Well, if you're a
correct.
Several have attempted
if you're a
that.
7-foot basketball player, you might be able to do it.
That's right. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, now before we get out, you told me that you're going to show me some things that the Jaguar has, which is a bunch of their Jaguar logos all over the car.
Oh yes, they don't want you to forget that it's a
This is a
Jaguar.
Jaguar. Okay, so we're going to walk in. We're going to check that out.
You can start right here.
Okay, all
steering
right.
wheel.
Well, that's all. That's obvious.
Yeah, that's
Right.
obvious.
Now-
Back of the seats.
Yes, we got a Jaguar logo here. We have the Jaguar tag where your arm is. It just
Yeah.
tells you that it's a Jaguar.
Yeah.
What else do we have in
Yes,
here?
inside,
We have
I
these
think
nice perforated seats, but we don't have any more
Don't have
Jaguar
any more
logos.
Jaguar on
Probably
the
doesn't beat
ins-
the Rivian though. For
The Rivian has a lot.
yeah, that's a bit
And the Lucent has a lot.
a little obscene.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You want to be sure that this is the car that you have. If you ever forget, just look somewhere.
Yeah.
Just look
Well,
anywhere.
When you open your door,
Yes, sir.
look at the door sill.
All right, let's see. So we got a Jaguar door seal.
And it
Yes.
even lights up blue.
Oh, it does. Oh, okay. All right.
Can't see it in the daylight, but at nighttime when you open it up, the mirrors will be projecting a little circle of
Well, the
light that says
the
Jaguar.
Jaguar logo. Okay.
Starting at the front, let's see if you can see it.
Yes.
We have a little Jaguar in the turn signal.
Yep. Jaguar technology. LG
Jaguar technology.
Yep. Oh, we got a Jaguar right there in the turn signal. Yes.
We have a big
The big cat.
right in front.
Yes.
As the
Centers.
Yeah, we got him in on the wheels right there.
hubcaps.
Yep. Well, I wouldn't call this a hubcap, but we know what we're talking about.
Side.
All right, so we got the side Jaguar, and this is a HSE. What does that mean?
High spec edition.
Okay.
Again, on the taillights.
On the
we
tail
have
light
some-
here.
we
Yes.
have it. And then right
Obviously, yeah, we have the applique and the logo.
there- Yes. I refer to this as my Alzheimer's car, so that if I forget what it is, it'll remind me.
Well, I tell you, you got the simplest license plate I've ever seen. So EV Cat, and then you got the Jaguar. So you can't get your car mixed up with anybody else.
Hopefully not.
But I appreciate you taking a little bit of time. Thank you again. Beautiful car, and I
should
appreciate it.
mention, even with the limited range, it's still capable of long range driving.
Okay.
We did a 2,500 mile road trip from here up to through Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, went up to Chicago, and back around.
Wow.
So it's no problem even with that limited range on the
Yeah,
highway.
yeah. Wow. Well, again, it's a beauty, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and thank you, co-host. One time only. Your check's in the mail. You know, the post office been having problems delivering mail, so
Okay.
you know.
So
You,
his check's in the mail and I don't get one.
thanks again.
You're no problem.